Let's do an update on Tesla because a lot of people have been asking me. And even though nothing really has changed in the past couple of days, I think that hopping in, giving some updated price targets, short term and going into the end of the year, will probably help a lot of people. Now, to get you guys up to speed, we have been very bullish on Tesla basically since March of this year. The main reason for this is that price pulled back by March of this year into our smart money zone and into our point of control. Now, my entire trading strategy bases around basically two major things. Number one, to be buying in major discounts, such as the smart money zone, and two, to be buying when there's buying pressure inside of the market. So, what does that mean? Well, this is the main framework that we use. Market structure is basically what is price doing. Bullish market structure is this: when price is breaking out, price is pulling back to make a higher low, and then price is breaking out to the upside. Bearish market structure would be the opposite: when price is selling off, bouncing to make a lower high, then selling off to make a lower low. This is not a market structure that we want to be trading in. For instance, I was not trading long on Tesla basically all through 2023 to 2024. I only started trading Tesla long in 2024 back in June. And if we actually go and look at my returns for Tesla specifically, you'll see that that timeline basically lines up to perfection. May and June of 2024 is when we really started trading Tesla because structure flipped. Since then, we're up about $1.9 million with a 63% win rate and a risk versus reward of 2.4. So now we know that from a framework standpoint, we want to be trading bullish structure. But we don't just want to be buying because structure is bullish. We want to be buying inside of these zones right here called the institutional buy zone and the smart money zone. If you want to learn specifically how to draw those, our entire trading strategy is completely free. The link is in the description. They are going to be part of step 3, which is going to be smart money mastery. And you can get access to all of the indicators within that step. This is very important from a framework standpoint because yes, we're buying in bullish structure, but we don't want to be overpaying. People who are buying up here are going to be the people who are basically retail people, unfortunately, on social media, Wall Street bets, trying to just buy into euphoria. What we want to be doing is buying down here when price is basically at an insane discount. Now, from a psychological standpoint, I need you to understand that when price is at an insane discount, it is not fun to be an investor or to be a trader. If you were to go back and think about what the sentiment was on Tesla in March of this year, it was terrible. And I need you to understand this is what makes trading so hard. It's not the technicals. It's literally doing the contrarian thing. When everyone thought that Tesla was going to $100 back in March, we were buying the dip. So understand that when we are at the most discount zone, the sentiment for the stock is crap. Like a really good example is Lululemon right now. This stock is in our smart money zone. The sentiment is dog crap. Chipotle is in our smart money zone. The sentiment is dog crap. So remember that because there's a good technical setup in the market doesn't mean that there's going to be euphoria around the stock. So price pulls back into this smart money level. This is where we want to be accumulating. And in most cases, price will bounce off of this smart money level up into a previous high, basically where price was before, or sometimes up into a higher high. So from that smart money level up to where we are right now is about 77%. So the time to be starting a position was in this discount range. And I will say this is not the time to be starting a position on Tesla, in my personal opinion. The time to start a position ideally would have been back when we were calling this out at $240 to $260, or as of recent, at least back in August to early September, when we were expecting this breakout that happened here after months of consolidation. So I need you to understand that if you are buying into Tesla right now, yes, the stock could continue to go up, but you are buying into a premium market. For instance, if we look at our THT heat map within our student portal, you can see these are all the stocks that are currently at discount range. Tesla is not one of them. Tesla is trading at a premium. SoundHound is another one as a good example that's trading at a premium. Other stocks that we've been trading, such as Reddit, the time to buy was down in the smart money zones. Now we're trading at a premium. So in my opinion, this is not the time to start a position on Tesla. This is a time to be holding long and potentially taking some profits off of the table. I'm still holding my call options, but each and every single time that I close them out and roll them, which basically means I close out the current position and I open a new one, I open it with about 80% of that position. So I'm always taking some profits off of the table because at some point we're going to pull back and I'm going to give some money back. There's just no way around that. But I still want a position on the table in case we go parabolic and break out to maybe 600 by the end of the year. This is what I was doing all through 2024 into the beginning of 2025. And if we look at my returns, I did give some profits back, but not much because I was managing my risk properly. Now let's take a look at this from a short-term perspective of a potential pullback. And ultimately, if I still think 5 to 600 by the end of this year is on the table. If we move now into the daily time frame, you're going to see that the volume profile, which is one of my favorite indicators, which you can get our specific indicator right here in step 3 of our trading system for free, is showing a very thin area on this volume profile. And when we have these thin areas from basically $350 to $424, price will break through those levels very quickly because there's just basically a vacuum of price action there. But this also means that if price were to reject, price could pull right back as quickly. So we do need to understand that there is a chance that that could happen, but I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. Today's price action doesn't worry me. What would worry me is if we break and hold under $420. What I realistically think is going to happen here is basically what happened back in November of last year. So let's go back and look at what occurred. Price broke through that resistance point, much like what just recently happened after months of consolidation. We had a huge vacuum here on the volume profile. Price filled that volume profile about 30%. And if you look, price basically compressed for about a month. We held that volume profile support though, never filling the vacuum to the downside, and then price continued to go parabolic. Now, the reason I think that we're going to continue to run is because if we zoom out and we look at the BX trender, which is this indicator at the bottom of your screen, this is still showing buying pressure. Right? The BX is still green. It's still showing on the bigger time frame that there's accumulation. So if there's still accumulation on the bigger time frame, all these smaller pullbacks will most likely get bought up very easily. And if you want to learn the BX trender, that is step 1 within the free library. So ultimately, I think that there's about a 60% chance that we are going to close this year at about $600. I think there's about a 75% chance that we're going to close at about $500. And it really just depends on how this is going to play out. Best case scenario, we go parabolic. We continue to break out. That $500 target is hit within the next 30 days. Worst case scenario, price pulls back, bounces off worst case $360 before rallying again into the end of the year. Let me know what you think down in the comments. As always, your support truly means the world to me. Thank you for giving me your time and attention. I'll see you all next time.